welcome to the Femme Spot. I'm Jasmine.
I'm Victoria.
Essence isn't here today.
But she is here in spirit.
Always here in spirit. We love her so much.
We really, really miss her.
Yeah, as usual.
Like this.
How was your weekend?
It's been lit. It's really been lit. I was actually just in the area yesterday. In Williamsburg, just day drinking and eating.
Solid. I feel like that's a solid Saturday, to be honest. I had class and then I went to like a Southern comfort food place. So it was pretty solid.
Comfort food.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Food, man.
But we're going to get right into our topic for the day. Our topic is all over feminism. So we're going to talk about fake feminists today. We're going to define what feminism is to you guys. Let's get right into it.
Okay.
First I want to define feminism for you guys.
Yeah, it's important.
Basically, feminism is fighting for the right for equality for all genders. So not just, yes, it has the prefix of femme in it, but that doesn't mean that we're only fighting for women's rights. We're fighting for the right of all people to be treated like people who have an equal opportunity to things, an equal like prevalence to things, an equal, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't read that. I told you I can't read that. Michael thinks that we can like read these small things. We both
Feminism, the doctrine advocating social, political, and all other rights of all women equal to those of men.
That was a beautiful reading.
I love it.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I think that that's pretty accurate. I mean, I know that we were talking about earlier that feminism has a new definition now. So originally it was this whole idea of like women being equal to men, but now it's just, now I feel like socioeconomically it should be defined as women and men fighting together for equality. Because, I mean, in all honesty, you do need an ally no matter what, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, because if somebody has a platform in which that they can share with you, to help you speak, to get that reach out, like that's solidarity and that's needed. So obviously like women aren't always going to have a platform to speak about feminism because it's eventually going to just go to the same ears. So we do, I don't want to say need. I really don't want to say need, but
we appreciate the support. I think too the reason why there's this new definition now is because just even with the times and stuff, you know, like the feminist movement came out at a time where women were still homemakers, they didn't have the right to vote, they didn't have all this recognition, and it's still not equal now,
right.
But we've made a lot of progress, and I think that with that change also comes a change of who's included in feminism.
Absolutely.
So, we love women and feminism.
And we love feminist men as well.
But what we don't like are these fake new age white feminists. And I don't mean white as in they're all white women. I mean white as in like the mentality.
White feminism.
Yeah.
White feminism. Let's define white feminism.
Let's talk about white feminism.
White feminism is like hating Bernie Sanders because he yelled at Hillary Clinton for not letting him finish his sentence, but being okay with Hillary Clinton booting a Black Lives Matter activist out of her rally from talking to her. That's just one of the many terrible things about white feminism. White feminism only fights for the rights of white women, and they don't even think about the intersectionality of it all.
For mainstream women.
Right?
Conventionally beautiful women. You know what I mean? Just conventional women.
Basic.
Basic.
That's what we're talking about right now. White feminism is basic, and it makes me angry. Like, it's just annoying because there are so many different types of women. There are trans women, there are Black women, there are, like,
with mixed women.
Yeah, there's so many types of women. So you can't just fight for the right of being a woman. Because not only am I a woman and I deal with the plights that happen because I am a woman, I'm also a Black woman. So there are stereotypes put on top of the fact that I am a woman. So there are women stereotypes and there are Black people stereotypes. And you mesh those together and I have a whole different ideology of the world than a white woman. And that's what should be fought for. That I shouldn't have to be perceived as angry when I get a little bit upset because I'm a Black woman. You know what I mean? Like, a white woman could be looked at as hysterical, fanatical, are you on your period, this, that, and whatever when she gets angry. But when I get angry, it's a different conversation. People don't want to hear it. People think that I'm aggressive. People think that they don't want to talk to me because they're scared. I don't know how many people have told me that, not even told me, they've told my friends, oh, I'm scared to talk to Jasmine because I know that she's going to blow up on me. People treat me like I'm not a rational, realistic person. And I definitely attribute this a lot of the moment to like me being a black woman, because I highly doubt that if I was any other type of woman that I would be looked at as hysterical or fanatical or intimidating or scary.
It's just sad that women, like, you know, like you're a black woman, you have these ugly stereotypes. And women of all different types, like, I mean, other than white, but all different types, I feel, get a stereotype. Like, you know, like I'm half and half, you know what I mean? I pass as a white person, I'm pretty pale. But the minute that someone, like guys, for example, find out that I'm Asian, you get these awful, like, sexual stereotypes.
Ugh.
Like, fetishized. And it's
Gross.
just, it's gross.
It is gross.
It's just, like, think about how many times you've been hooking up with a dude, usually, like, a white dude, and they'll be like, oh, you know, you're, like, the first black girl I ever hooked up with, or you're the first Asian girl I ever hooked up with.
I usually don't even let it get that far, because that's the first thing they start with.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, like, pop my black girl cherry. I've literally heard this. Like, every day, like, but yet, there are people like Kylie Jenner. There are people like all those makeup gurus on YouTube who get lip injection, who get like butt shots and stuff, and they aim to be a black woman, or they aim to be an Asian woman. Like, people get their eyes done, like everything, and it's like, so people don't like, people will fetishize our traits and our characteristics, but they never want to be us.
And they never want to give us credit for it.
Exactly. Like, and that's what feminism is fighting for. It's fighting for equal representation of people for who they are.
And the right to just be who you are without having to be afraid of having a negative or an ugly stigma or a stereotype attached to it.
Absolutely.
So let's get right into our list of fake feminists. The first one is really going to it breaks our heart.
I really don't want to say it. I want to skip. I want to skip because...
We're gonna skip it? You want to skip it? Michael?
He wants us to say it.
I know our producer wants us to say it, so we'll talk about it.
Don't be underneath the bus.
Well, I'm sorry. You're the one who's just like, you know, this person isn't really a feminist. So we're going to talk about it now because you want to talk about it. Beyonce.
And you know what? Just for that, I'm going to do, you know what? Hold on a second.
What?
If you're
He's gonna do something terrible.
Yeah, I know he's gonna throw me underneath the bus.
Are you gonna make one of those little memes that you said?
Then I'm gonna appear. Yes. I'm underneath the bus.
Okay, well, while you're underneath the bus, we also threw Beyonce underneath the bus because you don't like her so much.
But you know what, though? There is, as much as I love Beyonce as an entertainer, there is some truth to what you're saying.
Yeah.
She really doesn't use her...
That's why we let you talk.
Yeah, that's why we let you talk.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
She really didn't use her platform...
In the best light.
And I also attribute that as, like... I don't know, like, I feel like Beyonce is not someone, like, again, this is not taking away from her skills as an entertainer. She doesn't seem like a particularly intelligent or, like, educated woman.
I mean, like,
and maybe
honestly,
that's why she chooses not to speak out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I feel like we've had many conversations like this, Victoria. And like, I do like, because I think about it and I'm like, Beyonce's been performing since she was like a little fetus. Like, Tina has been working that girl. Not to say that like Tina didn't do well. Like, this girl, this woman is a multi-billion-dollar superstar, multi-billion-dollar superstar. She has 2 Basquiat's in her house. 2, okay?
That's
do you know?
Money.
But do you know how hard those are to get?
Yeah.
The Basquiat estate is closed. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about Basquiat right now. And I mean, like, I remember for Vanity Fair, was it? She actually did like they had a think piece on Beyonce. This bothers me just because what is a think piece?
What is that?
It's literally when other people talk about something. Like, it's basically what we're doing right now. This is technically a think piece.
But in like text form.
Yeah,
wow.
it's very
That's
lame.
fun.
I think it's very lame. It seems flowery, but people basically, it was a think piece on Beyonce where like she just posed for a picture. Very bougie. And she just posed for pictures and everyone was like, Beyonce's so great. And I'm like, but like, what is great about her? Like, yeah, she's a great performer. Like, I'm never gonna say that she's not a great performer. But I mean, like, she made the Formation video, which is undoubtedly amazing. I loved it. I
think that was a step in the right direction. But some people were questioning her motives. Like, why suddenly now are you choosing to speak out against these issues that other artists have been talking about for years? Yes, I know, Michael. I know. That's exactly how you feel. But the way I see it, better late than never, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, even if you are, like, just trying to do it just, you know, to get a reaction or to market your video, you're still doing a good thing, and you're still putting out a good message, and I feel like you shouldn't be overlooked just because, you know, you're, like, a little bit late on the boat.
Yeah. I think that the worry also is, like, she's trying to get in well with, like, the black market, or so, like, not
But
black
she's always
market.
been in it, you know what I mean? She's always had it.
I know, but it's like, look at Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash had that for a long time, and then she was pulling some coon shit. So, like, and now, like, we want to trade her in the racial draft. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it can flip. No, she's not. She's not invited. She will not get a plate. It's not going to be warmed up. Like, she'll see it in the trash. Like, it's just, like, with media, you have to be very particular about how you market yourself, about how you show yourself and stuff like that. Actually, SNL actually did a skit on Beyonce's formation, and it was hilarious because it was called The Day Beyonce Turned Black. And literally, like, it was hilarious because it was just like, oh, like, this song, like, isn't for us. Like, and then it was like, why is that a problem? It usually is. Like, it was so, oh my gosh. And I feel like lately SNL has been exposing some real issues, like, about Trump, about, like, Black Lives Matter and all of that. So kudos to them, but only their commercials. I don't actually really like their skits. But I mean, well, Beyonce, personally, I can't.
I want her to be on the team, but right now she's just chilling.
Yeah, she's like on the fence right now. She's sitting pretty.
Let's talk about Taylor Swift. The perfect example of white feminism.
I want to fight her. I really do.
Taylor Swift, like, Katy Perry was right. She really is shaping up to be the Regina George of this century. I see it 100%. Wow. And it's sad because I used to, back in the day, I used to really like her when she actually had her normal curly long hair.
What bothered me is she said that she's like never gonna straighten her hair ever again.
Yes.
And she said this in an article because she was like, yeah, I used to straighten my hair all the time when I was in grade school so I could fit in, blah, blah, blah. But like now all you do is see her hair straight. And I'm just like, Taylor Swift. Like,
my problem with Taylor Swift is that she's exactly what white feminism is. She's she's for women's issues, but only when it has to do with, like, her.
Yeah, only when it serves her.
She came out against, I think it was Spotify not paying the artists to stream their music, and made a whole big deal and was like, I stand for artists and stuff. I'm like, so why aren't you standing up for women?
Word.
You know?
Because there are a lot of women artists who don't get, like, the right credits that they deserve, such as Kesha. We were actually talking about this the other day.
Yep.
Taylor Swift did donate to Kesha because she obviously needs money to fight what's going on right now with Dr. Luke and everything like that. But, like, she never really had, like, anything to say. And it's like, with somebody with such a big platform, you could have said, like, you literally could have typed 140 characters on Twitter and your whole entire fan base would have been on it.
I wonder if that has anything to do with because they're on the same, I'm pretty sure she's on Sony also.
Oh, really?
Unless she's on Universal. I think that Taylor Swift is on the same label as Kesha, so maybe she was out of fear of retaliation. But, no, there's tons of artists that worked with Dr. Luke who came out even and spoke against it. But back to Taylor Swift. What bothers me about her is that when she first came out, she marketed herself as, I'm, like, every girl's best friend. I'm a regular girl. But, like, no, you're not. You have your, you changed up. You changed up.
Yeah.
And you have this squad full of only models and beautiful celebrities. I see no normal girls on there. The only normal, semi-normal looking person on that squad is Lena Dunham. And she's another issue.
I hate Lena Dunham. I hate you, Lena Dunham. Oh, my God. Moving on. But, I don't really think that Taylor Swift is an accurate representation of feminism. Yeah. Demi Lovato, our favorite problematic fave. Okay, I loved Demi Lovato when I was, like, in 10th grade. Yeah, I stand for her, okay? I went to 3 of her concerts. I cried, like, when she got out of rehab. Like, I really rode for her. And I just feel like lately she's just been problematic, and I don't want to hear anything about it. Like, she just wants attention. She's an opportunist. Yes, and it's just like, man, like, what are you doing? Like, girl, like, you used to fight for something. You used to stand for something. Like, you used to stand for something beautiful, for people to love themselves and people to be comfortable with themselves. So it would be natural for you to believe in feminism, but it, like, her actions and then what she says, like, she needs to, like, be in the spotlight. She needs to make herself relevant. And it's like, just let your stunt speak for itself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like she's not doing, especially with feminism. I feel like she's, like, trying to be this overpowering, like, celebrity who has like Cher, who just, like, says things and, like, everybody loves it. But it's like, you don't have the fan base that Cher does. Like, stop. Like, get over yourself. Like, who is that? Madonna? Madonna. Yeah. What do we know about Madonna? What has she ever done for women? She has scary arms.
She does.
She has really scary arms. Sorry. Honestly, Madonna, I really haven't heard her. She's done more for Kabbalah than she's done for women.
True.
Like, and she has a fake British accent.
And that's creepy.
Yeah.
Like, that's really creepy.
I'm
like,
not
why?
really. I have.
Do people let that slide? Like, I want to know, like, do your friends, when you talk to them, you have this fake accent, they're just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, like, oh, I feel like if I were to do that to you, you'd be like, can you shut up? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton. Okay.
Oh my God.
Let's not even.
Shyster.
Just some shisty, shady. I can't even say the rest of the words I want to say because they're trying to keep it clean on the show. I just want to know what's in those emails, girl. You try to sit in that Oval Office and you won't even let nobody read your emails.
I don't understand, like, why the emails are, like, they keep talking about the emails. Even Bernie was like, stop talking about your damn emails. I don't care. Nobody cares about your emails. And I was like, thank you, Dad. I never cared about her emails either. But honestly, I don't think she is a feminist at all. So, I mean, like, she doesn't even to be on this list because she's...
the same vein as Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
A white feminist. Amber Rose. Let's talk about my
Amber
new favorite,
Mother.
Amber Rose.
Love
Amber Rose. And you know what? Up until recently, I really didn't get her. I didn't understand her.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing her on what's it called? That show,
It's Not You, It's Men.
It's Not You, It's Men. It really changed my perspective on her. I think she's an amazing example of, like, current modern day feminism.
Yeah.
I mean, she's somebody who was introduced into the spotlight as Kanye's ex-stripper girlfriend, and she had that stigma that followed her around that she's a video hoe.
Yeah.
But instead of trying to fight her, be like, I'm not, she's just like, she embraced it, she made it her own, and she made a brand out of it. And that's amazing.
And I mean, in the same vein, like, also Kim Kardashian did basically the same thing, except, like, with, like, a sex tape. And, like, she literally spun that into gold. Like, it just speaks volumes about, like, how women can literally...
Why did you show that picture?
Always, he's, like, disrespecting
You're
right now.
a hater.
Why did you have to do that?
Stop showing it.
With Ray J.
13 years ago.
So rude.
On,
and, like,
rude.
that was... You can still watch that online for free. She has gotten no money from it because he let it out without her permission, without her consent. Like, that's the type
Stop.
of...
Why
You're so rude.
That's so rude.
Like, that's why we need feminism, because that should be a punishable offense.
I feel so bad because she's done so much more than just release a sex tape. And even if she did, like, so what? Like, you think that she's the only person, famous or non-famous, that's had a sex tape?
Paris Hilton.
Tons of people have sex tapes that aren't released. And I think that to shame someone for such a private and, like, intimate moment being released, it's not right.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I like Kim Kardashian. I don't think that she's the most amazing role model, but I think that she's a very good businesswoman. I think she's another person who took the ugly stigma of being this video hoe and turned it into an empire.
What I don't like is that people, like, Chloe Grace Moretz actually recently was like, oh, Kim Kardashian, like, you should give people, like, you should give young women the opportunities and, like, to think about, like, how they can complement the society without, like, using their bodies as currency, essentially. And Kim Kardashian was just like, I'm sorry, who are you? Like, your cover was cute, goodbye. Like, introduce her to Twitter or something.
I love the way she handled it, though. Listen, I love Chloe Grace Moretz, actually. She's one of my favorite young Hollywood stars. I think she's been in, like, a ton of great movies already. She's only, like, I think 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, not very old.
But she did take the L. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, she had a Taylor Swift moment. That was the same. It was like almost the same thing. Like when Taylor Swift came at Nicki's life.
Yeah.
Even though nobody invited her to the conversation.
Deadass.
And I think that I'm gonna choke it up to her just being young, trying to do the right thing. But she really needs to take a seat, because when it comes to feminism, you can't just pick and choose. I'm sorry. If
Absolutely. You have to fight for all women.
Yeah, not just women like yourself.
Yeah, or not just women who have your morals and your values and what you want to do. You know what I mean? That's why I get so mad when people are like, oh, like Kim Kardashian doesn't respect herself because she takes nude photos or she takes scantily clad photos.
Let me say something. If my body was in that incredible shape and I had all that money, wealth, and resources, I would be posting some cute semi-nude pictures too.
Yeah, like...
why is it so offensive to you? Why is the naked body so... You don't get mad when guys post shirtless pictures.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So why is it different? And that just goes back to...
It's different because originally, like, you know all those statues of, like, naked women that, like, are made out of marble and stuff? Originally, those were made for the male gaze. It was specifically so men could enjoy the body. You know what I mean? Not for women to enjoy themselves, because that's, like, selfish and that's... like conceited. You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to be such a radical act to love yourself? Why does it have to be such a radical act to appreciate yourself? And why do people get so mad when you appreciate yourself and who you are and what you look like, even in the face of such adversity of what society says you should look like, you should act like, you should be like? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian right now are people who are loving themselves in the face of adversity, whether it be like mad people on their Instagram being like, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. Like, they're still, at the end of the day, they're still gonna love their kids. They're still gonna be a good mother. They're still gonna do what they have to do. Just because you're a lame who goes on their Instagram and comments about how ugly they are, or how this or how
First
that.
Of all, Instagram commenters are the worst people.
Worst.
No, before we get into that, we're gonna talk about
Nicki Minaj.
I was talking about...
Oh.
Well,
Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is not... Nicki Minaj has never admitted that she's a feminist.
But she's empowering.
Yes, she is empowering.
She is.
So I wouldn't not call her a feminist, but I don't want to say that she is a feminist, and especially not a fake feminist, because I don't believe that she's either of those things. Because I feel like she does have the feminist ideals in mind when it comes to women. I haven't heard her talk really about men and how they should be equal as well. But definitely, I mean, like, she is an empowering person. She wants people to stay in school. She wants women to be bossed up. You know what I mean?
Like, I think that's what's so empowering about her. Maybe she hasn't come out and said explicitly she is, or maybe she has. I don't know. But she is very empowering to women. I love that. She's like, I saw that gift. She's just like, make your own money, buy your own place, you know, support yourself. Don't rely on a man, no matter how good that dick game is.
Absolutely.
And I was like, thank you, Nicki. Oh, back to this. Can I say it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Back to this woman. Miley
Cyrus, we call her. We're gonna call her that because I made a typo mistake. I don't really like her. I don't like her.
There's nobody on this. There's no celebrity I've ever wanted to fight more. I want to square up. I want you to square up.
I'm gonna lick my fucking knuckles. Oh, sorry. I just get so empowered. Sorry, I dropped the ball. But we don't like Miley Cyrus here at the show.
And you know why? Because first of all, she's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Let's start with she's
her
a
outfits.
Hot mess.
No, not a fan. Just her outfits, her demeanor. She just says like offhand stuff that doesn't need to be said.
Tries to be quirky and eccentric, and it just does not work.
Yeah. Not a fan.
I have no words. I have no words that I could say on television.
Well, I just said a really terrible thing, but we're not gonna push it.
We're not gonna push it.
I mean, with her, I just feel like it's nice that like she fights for like LGBTQ like youth, like because most of them are homeless. Like she has Happy Hippie.
She also is one of those people that I feel like she does fight for them, and she has the Happy Hippie Foundation, but I also feel like she kind of uses gay people as an accessory. Yeah, she's one of those.
She does. She also like uses midgets as an accessory.
Yeah, and I don't really like that. I'm like, because you know what it is? I feel like she's not really for them. She's like, oh, this looks really good, and this is really cute, and this makes me like super kitschy and like different. And,
and
really
like
cool
I accept
prop.
people, but yeah, it is a prop.
But I'm also laughing at them with my regular mainstream cute white friends.
Right, very true. And she also kind of looks like a gay boy. Like she's just very lanky in that way, very like she like doesn't eat, like they kind of look like that, like the Twinkie ones, like the
like
Twinkie
a
ones.
twink?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Miley Cyrus really could pass for a twink.
Yeah, and I don't know, like she's just like doing, I don't know, like
She's doing
her,
everything wrong.
she really is.
Miley
like,
Cyrus and her Dead Pets was a terrible album. I don't know
God.
why every artsy person thinks it's some sort of masterpiece. It's not. It's garbage. It's literally what probably happens when you drop acid.
Yeah.
And mess around on GarageBand.
I was listening to it and I really couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
like,
because I wanted to give it a shot. I was just like, you know what? I was just like, maybe there's something I'm not seeing here.
Yeah.
And I listened to it. I'm like, nope, I was totally right. Completely right. This is garbage.
yeah, it was just too much. It was overproduced and there was no words. Like it was like, oh, like whale noises
like
or something.
one long acid trip.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. Do we have any other fake feminists?
Do we have a mystery topic?
What is our mystery topic for today?
I'm so excited.
We're waiting.
The mystery topic is: can you sell sex and still be a feminist?
Yes.
I mean, well, what does that mean, sell sex? To sell sex? Like, use your body to profit.
That's what
Okay.
Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian do, and look how great they're doing.
Yeah, and they're making a lot. They're making a lot of zeros. A
Not
lot
only
of
that,
zeros.
but let's talk.
Separate from money. Does it hurt the movement?
Does it hurt the
It only
movement?
It hurt the
It
movement.
only hurts those who don't understand it.
Yeah, because women are allowed to be sexual. Women are allowed to own their own bodies. Women are allowed
Sex is
to
great.
use what they
let's
have.
not pretend like it's only for the male enjoyment. Sex is great.
Exactly. Like I said about the male gaze, a lot of things that were specifically for male enjoyment, when women enjoy them, they're considered a slut, a hoe, this, that, and whatever. Now, women are getting into the game. Women are saying like, hey, like I can use my body and get somewhere. And no, is it the best way to get somewhere? I'm not saying that it is. There are ways to get places without doing that, like on merit.
True. Very true.
But like, if you do what you gotta do and you're at the top, like, at the end of the day, you're the person who has to be okay with that.
The only time I feel like it hurts like the movement is when you don't use the platform that you've built by selling sex to bring attention to women's issues or rights.
Okay, I agree with that.
You know?
Yeah, because I mean, there are a lot of
thin line between selling sex and keeping it classy and keeping it sleazy.
Well, for years or decades, women have fought to not be an object and not to be used, not to be manipulated, not to be put in a situation where I'm either the housewife or I'm the, the other word. So, wouldn't some of the women that you mentioned, yes, they're profiting, but wouldn't they be killing it based on that section of people's views?
But you gotta go with the times too. I feel like maybe that's a very, very old.
Because I feel like even what you
point of
just
view.
said, like either they're a housewife or this, it's still people think you're a housewife or you're this. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't validate like the work that a housewife does. And that's the whole problem. So if you can be both, if you can be a woman who profits with her body and also takes care of their children, like that shouldn't be hurting them.
What's the difference between that and a prostitute?
What do you mean?
Sex work is,
Sex work is work.
Yeah.
I understand.
it is work because
Listen,
you're
that's how
exchanging something, a good for a currency.
If that's how you feel, you gotta pay. And there's a difference between being a sex worker and being someone who's unfortunately a victim of human trafficking. We're not gonna get into that because I think at this point everybody knows that. But it's 2016. I think it's not a secret anymore that a lot of these young celebrities and young women around the world are escorting right now. Do I personally want to do that to myself? No. But it's not my place to judge other women for how they want to make their money.
Absolutely.
And like you said, you're trading a service for money.
Yeah, and
long as
that
that's
shouldn't
what
be.
you want,
Yeah,
you
like
know?
if that's your personal decision, if you're saying I am okay with this, that is your own autonomy. I'm not going to infringe how I feel, or nobody should infringe how they feel about your autonomy.
Unless you ask me about it.
And it's like, even if you ask me about it, it's still your decision. Ultimately,
Exactly.
the only person that you can control is you. So, and that should be the whole goal of feminism, is for people to have their own autonomy. And yes, people are going to differ in views, but that doesn't mean that you have a right to command my body, to judge me, to do anything. Because my views are mine, your views are yours, and that's really it at the end of the day. I go to sleep with myself first and foremost.
If you can sleep with yourself at night, then all for it. I think, though, it gets a really bad stigma because a lot of these women, at least the ones that are portrayed in the media, have drug problems or alcohol problems or mental health. But that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to check out full episodes of the Femme Spot, now available on YouTube.
Woohoo.
And on our Facebook page at the Femme Spot. And have a happy Sunday.
And don't forget to go on sebnetwork.com to check out our articles that are posted 3 times a week.